Welcome to Red Panda Podcast, where we shoot the shit for a while. My name is Pedrock. With me is
Nelly the Afrobot.
Jeff.
Alex the Randy Gamer.
And today we're talking about Otakon and SmashCon since they occurred over the same weekend. Since both conventions were going on at the same time, we did a bit of A team, B team. Nelly and I went to Otakon, and Jeff and Alex did SmashCon. We'll start kind of talking about Otakon first and go through it chronologically. And Nelly, you were there starting Thursday, right?
Yep.
How was Thursday night for Otakon? I don't think we've ever done Thursday before for Otakon.
This was the first year. I figured...
Why'd you go early?
It was the last year that's going to be at the Baltimore Convention Center, so I figured get there a day early, go to the Matsuri.
How was the Matsuri? How was that?
It was pretty awesome, actually.
Was it? Damn it.
Yeah. Quite honestly, it's... I went to the one last year for a little bit because I had to pick up my badge, but this year they had the Persona Lotus Juice. They had the Persona singer and I guess hype man, rapper, gentleman.
Lotus Juice.
Lotus Juice. And they brought it. I was hyped. There was a lot of people. And it was right there in front of the harbor.
How's the weather? It was like muggy that day, man.
Man, the whole weekend, it was just nasty.
Yeah.
But you endured it.
Yeah, it was a hot breath.
Yeah.
Everywhere you went. How was it? They had technical issues, didn't they?
They did. They dealt with them as best as they could. Going through, I mean, they started hitting, a lot of the Persona 4 songs, but I mean, they got through a lot of it. One highlight was the last song, which I can't remember the name. I'll probably post it down below, but
was it a new song or
no?
Persona 4 songs, I bet.
Yeah, so
right. It was it was Reach Out. What was that one, Jeff?
Is that the shop music?
It's just Reach Out. I reach out. I hold up. Yeah, anyway, y'all know the song.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts.
What?
Yeah.
No, God.
Wait, did Utada do it?
Huh?
Is it a Utada song?
What?
No, man.
No.
Anyway, so pretty much towards the end of the song, the laptop again kind of
Died.
Croaked out, and Lotus Juice started beatboxing to it, and then the singer just picked up right where she left off. Everybody was singing along, and I was like, you know what?
That's pretty good.
That's pretty cool. Everybody was singing along, and
yeah, I wanted to make it, but traffic was real nasty. I did not want to do that.
There was the Baltimore Ravens
game.
It was their first game.
Yeah, you messaged me early in the day. You're like, oh, the Ravens are playing tonight. I'm like, who the fuck cares? Why do you even know that the Ravens are playing? I'm like, oh, their stadium's right there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not. I'm not doing
traffic.
that.
Both stadiums are right there.
Orioles and Go Nats.
Yeah. Yep.
There was a whole bunch of people, and there's a lot of people asking like, what's going on? Why is there people dressed up and everything? So that was kind of another element too.
Good exposure for Otakon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this year they actually put freaking signs out in the convention center before you just know Otakon's going on. But this year they actually had a big sign in front of the convention center. That was mine. But Otakon was actually pretty fun. I got there Friday morning, and we thought there was going to be a huge line, but it was actually really small.
Yeah,
like even pre-reg was longer than at door, which you did, but pre-reg moved faster than at door because we both lined up at the same time.
You guys have that special membership thing, right?
What?
Where you don't have to wait in that long line?
No.
Oh wait, it's just you just pay. Well, how does the registration work?
I pre-regged, and so I had my own particular line. And so I just have to wait in the line. Once I get to the front, it's literally show my badge and I'm good to go. Whereas Nelly did at door. He had to wait in line. Once he got to the front, he had to sign up.
What happens if it was your first time at Otakon?
If it's your first... Oh, you mean the difference in prices?
Oh, it's just pricing?
It's just difference in price. So, like, if it was your first year ever, you had to pay, like, $100.
Oh.
If you were renewing, you paid, like, $90.
Yeah.
So it was still pretty high for a convention. I mean, that's the highest I've ever paid for a
That's
convention.
the most, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of gross. But, meh. I actually ended up having fun. Friday wasn't too bad. What did we end up doing Friday when we first got in? We just kind of like scoped everything out.
Yeah, when we first got there, the dealers and Artist Alley were
Still closed.
they were still closed.
But people were lining up.
There was already a line. We got there.
Got there
I would say relatively early. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
9:30 or 10.
Expecting like a huge line wrapped around the building, and
Wait, just to confirm, nothing's open on Thursday, right? It's just that outdoor.
Yeah, just the Matsuri on Thursday.
Yeah.
Friday is when it all starts opening up. So like by the time we got in, game room was open. The Oda Cafe, and that's where you did karaoke, was open. You had a few panels and video rooms. You had Oda-chan open, which I thought was really cool. That's just like a playroom for kids. And they just have like coloring books, crafts, kiddie pool. Well, not kiddie pool, but like a little kiddie ball pit.
Ball pit.
Yeah,
Ball pit.
the sad ball pit, but actually
Wait, it was
fun.
sad?
No. Sad ball pit refers to a different convention.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
And then walked around, and when we checked out dealer's room, the line was already pretty long. We figured, and it was still like an hour until it opened.
yeah,
So
there's
we
people
just
ready
ditched
to
it.
spend their money.
Yeah, so we checked out the game room, which was pretty nice. I mean, game room was pretty vacant. They could have fit like 3 or 4 more rows of games on there.
I saw the videos.
Yeah.
It's like they had a good amount of games, but like the
Yeah.
space that they were given was like huge.
That-
So it
yeah.
just made it look empty.
Very empty because
Yeah.
everything was along the walls. I mean, what was it? Tokyo Tech was there, or
Yeah,
was it-
Tokyo
yeah.
Tech.
So Tokyo Tech was there, and all the rhythm games were like along the wall, but you still had massive space. I guess it was nice overall because it was really cold in there, so you could go like cool off.
It was good. They had tables for. They were doing a lot of tabletop gaming there.
Yeah, there was a ton of that.
I thought it was in a different room. I thought it was like almost like
tabletop?
MagFest, yeah, where they have it in a different section. But no,
They've
they
never
had
split it.
just
They've
a
always
bunch
had it
of
together.
tables.
Yeah.
A lot of people playing like Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff. But
And then this year they did the Pokemon League thing, which was, I guess, it was fun because it was like casual, but it was boring because it was casual. Because like the way they ran it was very kind of loosey-goosey. The gym leaders could do their own format, and some of the gym leaders had a theme, but they didn't necessarily have to stick to it, I guess. The lines weren't that long, but that's just because there weren't that many people doing it.
how did they keep track of like how many people were competing, if you will?
I don't think they really kept track. They just like gave out sheets where you had to like put your team on there, and then you challenge people, and if you won, you got a badge. But that's about it.
Decent. But
Yeah, it wasn't. It was
An
okay,
interesting
but
idea, but
I mean, I sank a few hours into it, but then I just stopped because it just wasn't worth it, and I had
got
other
bored?
things to do. Yeah, I mean, like it wasn't a challenge. Like when I play
Damn.
games competitive, it wasn't. It was insane. Because like when I play competitive games, I get really stressed out going into it. But that's part of the fun. You get super stressed out, and either you lose and you're really sad, or you win and you got that high. But this, I was just like, I know I'm gonna win.
So
Like,
you won and you got pissed off.
Yeah, essentially, like I won, and I'm like,
Okay.
that was a real fast nut for waiting 10 minutes for this. So, but I mean, it was challenging for some other people that don't do it competitively, because a lot of people were struggling with it. But so I guess it was more fun for them. But for me, it was just waiting, and I'd rather just walk around, which we did. We saw some cool stuff on Friday.
yeah.
The coolest thing was that little creepy box in the middle of the hallway.
So there was, I swear it's from Undertale.
Was it in the videos that you showed me?
It's in one of them.
It's in one
on
of the
the
videos. Escalators. It's
I don't think that was Undertale.
No.
No?
It was a box, and like they had like little lullaby music playing,
I
and
didn't
then
hear it.
and then a thing pops out. But
It
it's
looked like
not.
suspenders or something. Like
Yeah.
the box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, but
couldn't
Nelly
tell.
got freaked out by it.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I was expecting something sweet.
Walking down the hallway, it was still the morning time too.
Yeah.
And then all you hear is just like this little lullaby playing, and then someone, boop.
Creepy
No
ass
good.
face thing.
No good. I'm not.
Um,
Wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
But Friday ended up being pretty relaxing. Kind of empty. Didn't it feel empty?
It seemed like a lot of people were either just coming in
Or in the dealer's room, because that was the other thing.
Going towards the dealer's room, buying.
Yeah, because one, the dealer's room opened late. And two, when it did open, there was still a long line to get
It was
in.
flooded. What'd you think about the dealer's room, though? Like, once you got in? Like,
Once you get in, it was impressive because they had the big companies. What is it? Sentai Films. They had Funimation. They
It looked
had
pretty impressive from all the footage you showed me.
It was just massive. And then the Good Smile company was there, and they were
a little
doing
more organized. I thought, like, before they used to have the big companies kind of spread a little differently. They were kind of clustered this year.
Yeah, they were well clustered and organized.
You can go around and kind of hit, like, the Crunchyroll booth was giving away these, like, big, huge, I guess, like, almost like backpack looking ones. That, the ones that you've probably seen of, like, at Comic-Con.
Backpack bags that they could just put on and have all their gear. The rest of the dealer's room, typical for Otakon. I mean, you had, like, big stores like the T-Turtle people and all that, but everything else is just the stores I see every time with all the figures that you can just buy online, but I guess you can pick them up at Otakon.
I mean,
sometimes they have
Your
sales.
typical
stuff.
anime con fair, right?
Yeah,
They did have some, like, unique, like, hard to find ones, but I mean, hey, you better be forking over
that one sold
cash.
out. That was at Good Smile. That sold out real quick.
Exclusive.
Very exclusive. And then the rest of the dealer's room, the only cool thing was those new grab bags that are the boxes.
There was
that are either the Mario question cube or the love cubes. Did they have that at SmashCon too?
Yeah, they did. They had these. I don't know the company who was doing that.
I don't know. I think it's just a generic box.
It's just a generic
box. That's how they do grab box.
It's Lucky Box.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You just put. I mean, it's such a marketing, like, idea, like, genius. You just put random stuff you have overstock.
Yeah.
Put it in a box. Sometimes an
Sometimes
incentive.
you
You put something really expensive in there.
It's like Loot Crate for the convention, basically.
Yep.
CSGO
and even if
banned
you
gambling. This is a new thing. Thanks, CSGO.
And even if you get crappy stuff inside, you still have a pretty neat box because the companion cube one is cool. The Mario question mark thing
so it's
is
the same
cool.
people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there was the police box, the Doctor Who police box. That was really
it was like
big.
a deluxe version.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it was like double the size. So
$39.
No, it was more
It
at
was more
Otakon,
than
I
that.
think. Because at Otakon, the regular cube was like 30. I think police box was like 60.
Nasty.
60. Could it fit like a baby?
Maybe.
That could be a pretty.
Yeah.
That's like a pretty cool nerd coffin. If you like leave your baby in a car.
no,
Horrible.
definitely not.
And then we went to check out the Artist Alley. Artist Alley was pretty cool. Like, actually cool because it's like down in like a weird basement area every time.
Yeah, that's something that was kind of. Normally, I kind of spend most of my time in, like, the dealer's room.
Yeah.
Looking for stuff, but this year spent a lot more time in the Artist Alley.
Artist Alley
Dealer's
had
room
cooler
had
stuff.
like, you even mentioned it before, was like, didn't we go down this aisle before?
Oh,
and it was like the
yeah.
first time we were in there.
Yeah, every single
And-
time we crossed it out, I'm like, I swear we backtracked because it was
And
just
we
similar
didn't.
products.
We just looped back around. But once you hit Artist Alley, everybody had like some different kind of thing.
Yeah.
You got your standard prints and stuff, but I mean lanyards to buttons. I saw somebody had the 3D model kit. Not model kits, but
3D printer?
Printed. Yeah, they had printed out like these little charms and stuff. I was like,
Oh, nice.
that's pretty cool.
I actually do like that.
I had a
Stepping
friend
into
who was
it.
in the Artist Alley who I think you guys
Yeah,
visited.
we had to hunt down Bara-chan.
Rose.
Yeah, which was weird because we knew generally where she was supposed to be, but we just had to like go to different like artists and be like, Bara-chan? No? All right, next one. Bara-chan? and so we were like, hey, we're here from Alex. She's like, who? We're like, from RO? Oh, okay, I know who it is now. So we got, what did we end up getting you? We
You got me a
the anime,
cool little coin
anime-
purse.
Oh yeah, the
and,
coin purse was hot.
the sleep
and the,
mask,
And the sleep mask.
the anime
which
sleep
we
mask.
have gotten a lot of value from already, I would say.
Yeah, the sleep mask was dope. I really like the coin purse. That's really pretty, smooth.
I've used it. I have it stacked on top of my card case.
Yeah. Did you? You cosplayed on Friday, right?
Yeah.
What were you?
Friday, I was Ness.
Blackness.
Blackness.
My own Ness. Thank
Your
you.
own Ness. No,
No,
aren't
it's-
you Ninten?
No, not this year.
Oh, because you didn't have the little tag.
No,
Porky.
I got tired of people yelling Ness, and then I was like, I'm Ninten.
You let them break you.
I let them break me.
Weak.
No. That one year, I walked up to an artist in the artist alley, and then she was like, "You're Ninten," and I was like, "I'm good."
You're done.
I was like, as long as that one person acknowledges,
You can retire.
I'm good.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Then
But
we got tired. Went out.
it
to
was
get
really
eat.
warm.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem with. I think that also kind of affected. Normally, we see like everybody in cosplay, at least some kind of cosplay.
There were a lot, but it was more low key.
It was
simpler stuff.
You saw a lot of Pokemon Go.
Yep.
A lot of Overwatch. Shoot.
Everything else was not a lot of. Like, it was very limited. Like, even
usually-
League of Legends, it wasn't like a
I
swarm.
was gonna say like even League of Legends.
There were
there's
there was a
few
good
million.
amount, but it wasn't like heavy. Like, oh my god, I'm tired of seeing this.
Hear
was
that,
very
Riot
well-
Games? You're slipping.
Yeah, you gotta step it up.
You gotta change those skins. You gotta make it more summertime friendly.
Oh yeah, that too.
Overwatch was everywhere.
Yeah. Well, that one's a little bit easier because there's a lot more breathable costumes for that
Sure.
one. Yeah.
True.
And then nighttime came pretty quickly. I was pretty surprised. Well, I guess that's the day I did the Pokemon League, so
Friday.
I was pretty much in the dealer's room for a few hours. Probably not that long, but it felt way longer.
It was pretty long.
Yeah. And then we hit up the concerts. The concerts on Friday night were really good. Who ended up playing? Elemental started it off, followed by what was it?
You
DJ.
had Unknown DJ.
Oh yeah, that was the DJ battle between Unknown and Proxy, followed by Elemental, then Black Control, then LJ finished off the night.
Yeah, he commanded the night towards the end.
He does a good job of entertaining the crowd or like controlling the crowd.
Very
he
much
did
so.
very well. But I think I liked Elemental's tracks a little bit more.
Yeah.
I didn't pay much attention to the Proxy and Unknown battle
There's-
because it was hard to follow. Like I'm not good with DJ battles. Like I can't follow who's on.
I mean,
who's off.
it's one of those where they'll play like a track or two and then bounce it off to the other guy.
I can't keep track of.
Or
that.
they'll toss like one track in to kind of throw off the other DJs. I mean, it's all fun.
Something super impressive was the video DJ stuff because they had footage from that day of Otakon. So
Yes.
they had like people that went out, filmed, took pictures, and they mixed that into the video DJ for the set. That was really impressive. I enjoyed that. How'd you like the rave?
The rave was very fun, very entertaining. It was one
Did
of
you get
those.
sweaty?
Oh man, I was already drenched. I was already done.
It was cool in there. It was fresh in there.
We were at the Royal Sinesta, which is not terribly far away.
No, it's like a block and a half.
But I
2
continued
blocks.
to just stay in my cosplay. So when I went back to the hotel, I just kind of refreshed myself and hung out.
Baby white bath.
BWBs. Nah, man. I took a real shower, got dressed, and got our crew together. When we went there was a little bit of a line. Not too bad.
Yeah, getting in wasn't.
There was
too
a
bad.
huge amount of people in there. I'm talking like there was thousands of people in there,
Yeah, probably.
and some
it
were
could
still
fit
in
it.
still
It
in
could handle
cosplay.
it, yeah.
Music was already just banging.
Did you dance with the shark?
No, I saw the shark though.
What is it? Left shark?
It was Left Shark. It was.
He was
Left Shark.
dabbing real crazy on the
There's
dance
that. Who did I see? I saw a Misty,
Yeah.
Pokemon Misty, and she was going. She had the Pokeballs, but they were glowing.
floor. Ooh. Was
So-
it on strings so that she could like?
No,
flick-
they didn't allow that.
What?
No, you can't do the like rave nunchuck ninja stuff. No.
Lame. I
So
didn't
she
notice
was
that.
going at it, and it was just overall good time. LJ closed the night, and it was just.
Man, my ears were.
It didn't even slow down. I mean, it was just
No,
like
yeah, he was
banging
heavy.
the whole night, and then I'm sure he could have gone on the whole night, but
Yeah, anime rave crowd does not need to rest. They don't need any slow songs. It's so weird.
yeah, they just go, no breakdowns. Get it?
What?
Just no break.
No breakdowns. No breakdowns.
Yeah.
Just go.
Yeah.
You think it's gonna be like. Wear comfortable shoes.
Did you find the guy with the whistle?
I heard them.
Dude, the guy with the whistle is a champion.
Rave whistle.
I don't understand how he could maintain his breath that long. Like the whistling, like kept up with the beat the entire night. It never got ragged. It never got like out of breath. Sometimes he took a break.
Did you
But-
hear any?
Dicks
Because
out
I
for
noticed,
Harambe.
I heard a lot of chants from the audience.
Yeah.
We heard,
Dicks out for Harambe. I don't know what else. That's the only one I cared about.
I heard, "Whoop, there it is."
Oh, Whoop There It Is was huge.
Which is probably older than a lot of the people in that room.
Yeah.
But it was a good time. Friday night was good, sweaty, fun. Got down and dirty.
Yep. Ended real late. You were able to get rest. I wasn't. Because my damn car was stuck in a garage.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Because like the night ended, I went back with a friend and just hung out at their hotel room. And good thing, I was like, man, I should really go home and get rest because I hadn't gotten a hotel room. And home was like an hour away. And so, but I ended up hanging out until like 4 or 5 in the morning, which ended up being a good thing because my car was locked up in a parking garage that closed overnight. And so I had to wait until 8 a.m. in the morning to get it out anyway, and I was dead tired. So thankfully, the Royal Sinestra did have another room, so I was like, I don't feel good. I'm going to spend money and feel better. And that's what I did. And then I got a hotel room all to myself, which was... Everybody was telling me I was being mean because there were like 8 people in your hotel room, and I had a massive
who told
room.
you that? Who told you that? No.
Yeah, I said no one can come over here. This room is
No.
mine.
No, I believe it. No.
But the room I got was really nice. I had to get a suite because it was the only thing available.
I think we should
But-
rip the Royal Sinesta, man.
Royal Sinesta was good.
Nobody's really talked about it. That one, it was actually right across from the Matsuri.
So it was easy to
And
get to.
It was easy to get to. Close by.
Yeah, I liked it. I actually respect it a lot
Great
because
views.
I expected to be like, hey, I need a room, and them to be like, no, we're sold out. But the person at the counter was just, no, go online, book, because
They
it'll be cheaper
catered.
than whatever room rate we give you. And so I did that and just upgraded because I had to to get the suite. But it was real fun. Sweet
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning was good.
I met up with you.
Yeah.
It was kind of
Saturday was really lazy because I was
midday
extremely
after.
tired.
I think that was just for. It seemed
It was
like
late in
almost
the
a
afternoon.
lot of people had that. Where I know
Saturday
I
was
woke
tired.
up late-ish.
Yeah.
I got.
Weren't you guys
into-
sending me photos of you guys drinking at like noon
Not me.
on Friday?
Yeah,
Was that Nelly?
That
That was Nelly.
That very well could have, and yeah, that's probably me.
No, I slept until like early afternoon.
Oh no, that was me.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
you.
That's my shower beer. Do you guys know about shower beer?
I don't want to know about shower beer.
Don't get the soap in the beer, but you just gotta relax. You're taking a shower, grip and sip.
No, and that waters it down.
No, you put it on the
Condensation.
little shelf.
No, condensation, osmosis.
Osmosis.
It gets through the can.
through the can, right?
And then what did you do? Because I went to sleep at like 7 in the morning, so I didn't wake up until like 2 or 3.
Yeah, I got into.
So what'd you do Saturday?
I picked up the hotel a bit and listened to some music. Got dressed in my Haikyuu cosplay, leisurely, and then I hit you up, or you hit me up, and you were
Oh, that
saying
was just one from
that was
there.
when you said that you were like, "Hey, I'm down." Basically, it's
Oh, yeah,
two
it was-
rooms down, and I was like, what?"
You didn't believe me?
I didn't. Well, I didn't know what to think.
Yeah.
So I didn't knock on your door when I came by.
Yeah, you messaged me.
I just messaged you when I came to the door, because it was like one of those suites, and yeah, that was
You
pretty
didn't
cool.
believe it. I didn't believe it either. I was like, this was probably a bad idea. Oh well. I was starving, so we ended up getting food, and then we hit up Otakon. And Saturday was a little bit more packed.
more people,
but I
more
still feel
customers.
like it was empty compared to previous years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think this year had more stuff happening, and I
Was the
think
space allocated the same every year?
Pretty much. I don't think there was
Pretty
anything
much.
different
There was-
this year.
I want to say there might have been more viewing rooms for just movie, anime kind of stuff. Panels.
Panel rooms.
Panels were kind of standard, but they had this one, kind of the main viewing section, which is near the game room. That was just huge. So I think a lot more people went into that.
To actually watch stuff.
But I mean, honestly, just chill.
Yeah, I wasn't I just wanted to relax because I was gonna hit up the concert again that night, so I didn't do much during the day except relax, people watch a bit, hang around the convention, and then we went to the concert that night. Concerts were good Saturday night too.
So Saturday,
Charlie was pretty hype.
Yeah.
Muramasa.
yeah, Saturday the rave actually started an hour earlier,
And it was packed.
and
Even more packed
There
than the
was
night
more
before.
people Saturday.
Yeah.
Getting
Guy was still
there,
there.
huh?
Whistle guy was still there.
Was he still
Saturday.
there?
Yeah. I started picking up on him because a friend of mine hated him. A friend of mine, that's the only thing she could hear.
No,
So
man.
then that was the only thing I
Whistle
could hear.
posse, pump it up, man.
I liked Saturday night. One of our friends, I don't know, man. I think he was just like tired, but he was in a white beater, and he was just standing there with like a dead look on his face.
Oh, you talk. Okay, yeah.
And I was like, what's he looking at? And I follow his gaze, and there's just this girl like 5 feet from him breaking it down.
Working.
And he was just like,
Working.
he did not care. He was going to stare all night.
Bless his heart. Yeah, there was a lot of moments there, and the thing is, that was the last night that Otakon was doing a rave at the convention center.
Yeah, that
So
was
a
gonna be
lot
the
of
end of
people
it.
did stay until the closing.
Yep, it was packed from the beginning till the very
Music
end.
was very. I mean, you had anything from like house.
I think they
drum
had
and
they had a
bass.
couple technical issues too, but very little.
Yeah, it was kind of towards the
Like
middle,
during the end of
beginning.
Muramasa's set, it died, and then during Joe's set, it came back on. I think, so that kind of sucked. But people didn't care; they just kept going. I guess that's the other good thing about
It was
the anime.
still loud.
Yeah,
It was still loud.
Anime crowd just enjoys it. They're not as critical or like mean mugging, which
Hey
is
man, live production's hard.
yeah. But I mean, like if you go to like sound venue, actual sound
you'll hear
venues,
people booing. Like,
yeah, you'll have people that are
"Hey,
the music
what's
can be
going on?"
bumping, the tracks can be good, and they're still mean mugging. Like, come on, step it up. Like, get the fuck out. Shit,
I paid $14 for this.
shit.
I came in free because it was before 11 and I'm over 21.
And I'm still mad.
I'm still mad.
For no reason. But I enjoyed the show. Did you have fun?
Yeah, there was highlight was. Well, here's one thing. Okay, I'm gonna rewind just a little bit because there was an issue with not being able to videotape or take
yeah.
pictures of the rave, and I understand it, but they didn't really clarify it, and they actually had me delete my pictures.
Yeah,
And-
as you were taking photos, they caught you.
But
Why'd you get caught? That's my question.
because I have a giant afro and I'm easy to spot.
No, you
So,
hide it in your fro.
I had it in my fro.
Yeah.
red blinking light. Just rave lights, man.
Rave lights.
You're like, I don't know what you're talking about. That was my lights.
Yeah,
But,
whatever.
I mean, that was whatever. It was just chill. Anyway, I just wanted to document it because it was the last one. I thought they would be more lenient.
You gotta live in the moment. That's how you document it.
Yeah, I thought you saw We Are Your Friends with Zac Efron. They say that all the time in that movie.
Just live in the
Live in the
moment.
moment, man.
Live in the moment. This is our time.
Are we ever gonna be better than this?
Wow.
Once you hit 128 BPM.
Yeah,
The
it just goes
ideal.
from there. Saturday, yeah, and then actually both nights, Friday and Saturday, somebody posted up outside. It was insane. Like outside the convention center, they put up speakers, their own controller, and they were just DJing for the late night crowd, which I was not about because it was real muggy. It was nasty.
Do you remember the last song from the
For-
rave on Saturday?
I do and I don't.
Really?
It was I do and I don't. No, I don't.
All right.
What
It
was
was.
Take me.
Nope. Take me out. I said you don't know. No, it was. Do you think you're better off
yeah.
alone? That shit was tight.
Yeah,
that
they did a.
That was hype. That was a great song to end.
That was Monsters Under the Bed,
Monsters on the Bed
Yeah.
brought it for that.
and they were singing along to it.
And
That
they
was
were
pretty
singing
hype.
it. Damn. Yeah. And there was other people singing it. The crowd was jumping up.
Yeah.
I heard Dicks for Harambe.
Yep,
I heard
always.
Whoop, There It Is.
For no reason.
No reason. There was a conga lines. There was people breaking it down, and there's people having fun.
It was
That's what I like seeing.
That was a good time. It ended pretty late, and they rushed everybody out.
Everybody got out real quick. I was hungry, so I got out relatively
Oh, I was tired.
quick.
I didn't care about
Tired?
food.
No, man. I was
dead
jacked
tired.
up, man. I had that Baja Blast in me. Please sponsor us. I mean,
Did you guys? What'd you end up doing afterwards? Because I just went to sleep.
afterwards, hey, I went back to the hotel. I took a shower. I don't care what anybody says, man. There's a
Took
lot of
another
people
one?
that I took another shower. It was so refreshing. And then I
Did
cracked.
you guys do anything in the room?
We talked a little bit. Oh,
Just that late night decompress.
a little bit, but they were playing. Oh shit, what were they playing? They were playing NFL Blitz on N64, and I couldn't handle it, so I downed like another beer, passed out, just went to sleep.
Yeah. And then Sunday wasn't that much to do. I think I only went back Sunday to be there, which is usually what I do Sundays. I just want to be there at the end to really enjoy the full time of the convention. And that's it. Did you do anything special Sunday? Because I just hung out.
hit the artist alley, took a look at some stuff like prints, and I got a lanyard, like a Journey lanyard.
Yeah, that was good.
From the like PS4 game, PS3 game. Taiko Drum Master little lanyard too, and a print from Shadow of the Colossus.
That print's nice.
And usually I get like a bunch of random stuff, but this year I knew I needed to like pre-reg for MagFest and just
more
just like
expenses.
just more expenses, and Otakon's expensive to begin with anyways, so it was kind of a back and forth. I did get a lot of the cards and stuff, so you can usually check out a lot of the artists online, which I don't know if a lot of people know about is like, hey, these people, they don't just go to the conventions and sell their stuff only at conventions.
They have their own store.
They have their
or
own store
something.
online. You can check them out.
Yeah. Overall, I was very satisfied by this Otakon. We got to meet some people, and it was partly because you were identifiable, and people were like, "Oh, hey, it's this dude," and so we got to chat with them and get to meet them. Also got to meet some people at the rave just by going up to them saying, "Hey, what's up? Do you like this track?" Talking about the videography, that was another thing. And just converting from there to being like, all right, let's just dance for a little while, get names, get information. And very satisfied with this year's Otakon, only because I haven't been as satisfied with prior year Otakons.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you think?
I like this year a lot.
Yeah.
I don't, and it's not just. I would have thought that if it was the last year that they would have stepped it up, and they did. As far as like pre-reg line and getting your badge, I thought that was going to be another issue, and it wasn't this year, which I don't know why it took them this long to do that, but God bless them. And no, it was just familiar.
So for
I liked
next
it.
year, you going to go back to Otakon? Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Otakon
Why?
is coming to Washington, D.C.
Which is just going to be the same thing.
Which, no, it's not. I feel it's going to be hype.
So for next Otakon, I'm going to say yay, but I think it's going to be the same thing.
I say yay, but I also say yay yer because Washington, D.C., it's our
Salud.
stomping grounds, man. It's our stomping grounds.
No, it's not.
It's our stomping grounds.
Hopefully.
Man, I've never been.
What? Okay. For y'all that don't know, Otakon is going to be at the Washington Convention Center. It's the same place that they hold AwesomeCon, which it's going to be double the size of the Baltimore Convention Center, at least. And I think they're going to use that space a lot.
You're hopeful.
But the problem that I want to know about is, what are they going to do about the rave? What are they going to do
What do you
about
mean?
like the late night stuff? Because
I mean, they still do it. It's just closed late.
think so.
I think so.
Yeah, but the other problem is that the Washington Convention Center, it's not in a good space to be open late because there's not as many hotels around it.
See, that's
Isn't there?
There's
I thought
some.
I thought Metro went late anyway on Fridays and Saturdays.
No,
No.
not right now.
Oh.
It
Hopefully
closed
they'll
at-
have that fixed next year. But
Right. Well, hopefully, normally when it runs, it goes until 2, which is not really that late, especially for raves. And then
That's
right now,
usually how an anime rave goes
But
to.
really,
anyway.
what that means is that we can just take an Uber back home.
Yeah, Uber's gonna be really
and
big
be
next
cheaper
year.
than a hotel room.
But
yeah.
right now
Yeah.
it closes before 12 because they're doing construction on the lines.
Oh.
But I mean, closing at 2 isn't that great because then you want like a decompressed time before you head out.
Yeah.
So you'd have to like rush out of the rave to catch the metro.
Womp womp.
Or take the Uber.
But
Or Uber,
it is
Lyft.
close to Momofuku.
Oh, they
So,
close early too.
So
Yeah,
they got
but
Chinatown is
you could just
relatively close.
Lines are gonna be real long.
yeah.
So the convention center is close to Metro,
Yeah.
close to
Yeah.
some food choices.
It's just gonna be funky with the timing.
But yeah, timing. We'll see how DC steps up.
All right.
It's the Metro and also food places around. It's going to be their first year, so they might not know about how to deal with the crowds.
Yeah.
So I mean,
All right.
I doubt that
Well,
all the people are going to be going to legal seafoods or something. But
if next year Oda and Smash aren't on the same weekend, maybe you guys can go. But since you didn't, how was SmashCon?
Oh man,
Well,
You went in not so hopeful.
we went in not so hopeful. I don't play Smash.
I wasn't planning on entering. With
I don't
friends.
care. I don't care much about Smash.
I mean, I like Ness, but
He likes blackness.
He likes the blackness. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well,
So
you
we
were the
went
only
in.
one.
We went in Thursday, right? Thursday, we knew it's gonna be pretty empty.
yeah.
Yeah.
This
was that,
is
the
Saturday.
first time they've done it on a Thursday, or is it normally
No,
on
no.
Friday,
So this is, I
Saturday?
mean,
It is,
for
but it looks like Thursday's just registration and
There's a-
sign up.
yeah, for
or-
tournaments usually.
or tournaments.
Thursday, the venue's open because they have to they already rent it out because they
There
need
are a lot of people in
yeah
there.
they need to set it up. So
Yeah.
usually for tournaments that I participate in, Thursdays they're setting up. The room is already open so people can go hang out. So what they did is that they used that time to be like, hey, the vendors, you guys can also come set up and we'll start on Thursday. We won't have anything planned. All we have are opening ceremonies. Is that it? We didn't stay
Did
too
they have
long.
casuals
You
or
can say-
friendlies?
Oh, of course,
A ton.
Yeah,
A
they had
ton.
setups everywhere, so you could just go in and play.
All right, so Thursday's the...
So it was pretty
Warm-up
empty,
day.
right? So we walked in, we were like, oh, not a lot. We walked around. We were trying to find East Starland because we had to do the home run contest with them.
You know,
They were
Hey.
nowhere to be seen because we found out later that they were pretty busy setting up
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. So it was kind of
just
For-
walk around and hang out.
walk
It was-
around and we were like, oh man, we're going to be so bored.
But then,
But then...
But then,
in the
But then.
corner, past the elephant graveyard, you found the arcade.
oh yeah.
Oh.
So we walked to the back and we're like, oh wow, there's a lot of arcade cabs here, and I've seen this name before, Save Point.
Yeah.
They're based
Yep.
in Maryland, near Baltimore.
Yep.
I think so. MacFest, they get a lot of arcade cabs. The thing is that they hire out multiple different companies. So Tokyo Attack is one of them, but that's only a fraction of the arcade
Yeah.
games. They get Wadoka for all the fighting game stuff. I forgot his name, Justin. Some guy. I forgot what his company is, but they also have Save Point, and they have a lot of cabs, and they have.
They
Well,
bought-
more importantly to me, they have rhythm games,
Oh,
which they
yeah.
have 2DX, Jubeat, all of the Monty Staples, DDR.
Yep.
You guys said they had that fishing game?
Yeah, they had
Sega-
a lot
Bass
of
Fishing?
stranger games. That they had Puzzle Fighter. They had
The Sega Bass Fishing.
yeah,
Did they have any
Battletoads.
racing?
Great. They had Battletoads.
A lot of arcade games.
There were a
like
lot of really older arcade
the
games.
older
there, too.
style.
You could get
Outrun.
the first Mario game was an arcade cab.
Like Daytona USA?
No, not that old. Actually, no, older than that.
Yeah, they had
Oh,
older
those
stuff
They have
than
the
that.
shoot-ups, the one, I forgot what it
Oh,
was
that's
called.
something more
where
about that.
You're a guy
And
holding a gun.
it was a Smash convention, so they weren't so crowded. There was a lot of people going into them, but
Everyone's too busy playing Smash.
there's a lot of people playing Smash. There was a lot of setups for Smash going on the whole weekend.
So you guys didn't have to wait in line too much.
Not really.
Anyway.
What about was the arcade separate from the dealer's room kind of section, or was it kind of?
Or was
the
it all a
layout?
giant
What's
room?
the layout of
The
Smash
layout,
Con?
so you walk, it's the Dulles Expo Center. You walk in, it's just a giant space.
and you get to yell one big.
Oh, yeah, of course. And most importantly, it is well air conditioned. Thank
Ooh.
God. Oh my God.
Well, it's a giant place, so
It was.
most
The
of
ceiling's
heat
very
was just-
high.
Yeah.
But
that-
once you walk in, it's all vendors and artist alley in this one little square section.
Mm-hmm.
They did the spacing right, and on the left, the tournament stuff was very separated from all the vendor stuff. same thing with the arcade, and the stage was all the way to the right.
There were 2 stages.
2 stages. Three.
Oh yeah, there were 3 stages. So the vendors were in the middle between 2 stages, and then in the other room there was a stage, and then Melee and Smash 64 setups.
For the tournament.
Yeah, for the tournament, and then after pools went through, they went to casual setups pretty quickly, especially on Saturday, Sunday.
I feel like there was
Thursday.
like more setups than necessary.
Like, was it really packed or?
It wasn't packed. It was like very, very spacious. Like it was one of like.
I think that some of the setups were spacious. When I was looking for casuals, all of them were mostly full, but you could find a spot if you were looking.
Yeah. I mean, not
one or
only
two
casuals.
open.
I'm talking about the entire event itself.
Yes.
It was a very spacious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got room to grow, and they won't be getting crowded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, plenty of space. There's a lot of space that they didn't use either because they just didn't have it. So they put a lot of stuff. They put East Starland had a lot of like retro consoles, so you could just play like Mario Kart, Mario Party, all your Marios, all your Smash.
I think a lot of it also had to deal with they couldn't have so many spaces because the stages were so loud. So a lot of the areas that you would think would be a bit more populated might have been a little bit sparser because they were giving a lot of space up to the stages. I'm thinking especially near the like the chill out area.
Oh,
They
like
had
the
on the side,
relaxation area where you could just sit down. I don't know. Like I said, like I felt very. Usually I don't like cons because it feels very like enclosed and you just claustrophobic. Didn't feel that once.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'd say that the attendance definitely spiked Friday, Saturday.
When the tournament actually
Yes.
began.
Yeah. Did Thursday? Did you guys
Oh
get
yeah,
to
so
set up any?
Thursday we were just kind of wandering around. We were like, what we're gonna
just
do?
checking everything.
So like we said, we were gonna do the East Starland booth. We were gonna help them out and do a little contest for them, the home run contest. Check out
The
our
home run
videos later.
smash. Yeah.
Designed by me, the Randy Gamer.
We found out.
Explain that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
What's
get
up with
there,
the home
we'll
run?
get
We'll
there.
get
Okay,
there.
okay.
Don't
But
worry about it.
We found out that we actually had an entire booth to
Yeah.
ourselves.
Which is great.
Going into it, we thought we were just gonna have a corner
A corner
of the
of it, like,
Starland
yeah, where we
booth.
put a TV and
Yeah,
just
the
run it from
console
there.
and just MC from there. But you had an entire booth.
We had the
We had an
hook up
entire
for East
booth.
Starland. So we were
Yeah.
like, oh no. We need to like make this-
Underprepared.
Yeah, very underprepared. So we left pretty early on Thursday.
Yeah.
I think around 9, 10.
Yeah. And we just tried to gather as much stuff as possible to
Make our
make our booth and our event just as
More
entertaining.
Yeah.
Yep.
Luckily the Walmart was right across the street.
And luckily we had enough power cables to supply all of our TVs. So we started off once we found out we had a booth, we went over, tried to get prizes and things that we would need from the Walmart, which was really close by. So we ended up getting, a few copies of Forrest Gump.
Texas Pete hot sauce.
Hot
The nut
sauce,
job I saw.
A nut job, DVD, movie, animated series. I don't
little
know.
plastic piece of shit.
A porcelain
Trading
bowl,
cards.
87 cents.
Yep.
I thought I bought a can of sardines.
Why?
I don't remember that.
You ate them.
Well, I know for sure we brought hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
It's useful.
Yeah.
So we got that, and then
Megaphones.
Megaphone. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Megaphones are great. If you're ever going to a con and you want to yell, I would say you really want to get a device that amplifies your shitty voice, so more people can hear you. Just yell bullshit because everyone likes that. Everyone likes that.
Just go.
Was there a token smash yell like MagFest has the?
Yeah, what's the smash?
Otakon has the
Dicks out for Harambe.
dicks out for Harambe or
Oh, the
Scratcher,
yeah.
ice water.
The Smash
Ice Cold
one?
Water guy. I never saw that.
Yeah, the smash yells were either Mewtwo King or Mom, get my controller. Those are definitely the two smash yells I heard the most frequently. The average age at this con, there were a lot of people in the tournament, but then people just there for the con.
Yeah.
A lot of families.
A lot of
went.
families. A lot
I
of
see
moms.
a lot of
parents.
A lot of
dads.
parents dressed up with their kids, which I wouldn't do if I had.
I mean,
Why not, man?
Would
You
you,
gotta
would
do
you
that
think they
family
grew up
cosplay.
with it though?
No.
Yeah, family
think it's
cosplay.
like
is
people
big.
They
that
probably
grew up-
grew up with it, but I would feel. I don't know.
I mean,
Family
we're-
cosplay is cool.
I don't want
We're not
to-
exactly
I don't
spring
want to
chickens here, but
That's true, and I play a lot of Smash, but I don't know if I'm ready to expose my children to Smash. So that's what it is for me. I just want them to be safe.
Which is why they were there with their kids.
Yeah.
Right.
So they'd be dressing up like Jigglypuff or Pikachu.
That's
They'd
cool.
go around, look at the artist alleys,
But yeah,
do a few of the games there.
so
There was a lot of... Instead of, you could get around the entire convention without playing Smash pretty easy.
we did that.
Yes, I was actually...
I did that.
We were very surprised how much non-Smash related things you could do,
Yeah.
which was great.
So
Actually, let's keep going into that. The
Yeah.
other booths that they had there were what?
they had weird parkour bullshit.
They had weird parkour bullshit.
but that was on the
Yeah.
stage. The
They-
other
They had a booth too.
They had a
Oh,
stage. They had a booth.
But they were just sitting there.
who was the one that was behind you guys? The orchestra music.
That was
the people that were
two-
playing live all the
Two
time.
rows behind us. They're like Super Soul Brothers.
Super Soul
There's
Brothers.
they're a group from like San Francisco that
Yeah.
just play.
I thought they were
live
local because they
music.
hit up con so much. I thought they were local for sure.
They travel.
Yeah, they
definitely
travel a lot.
Yeah, I
But
remember
it was-
seeing them at. I saw them online on Twitch through the Camp Fan Gamer, which if you know Fan Gamer, they do the like Earthbound
Apparel.
and like apparel,
Just video game apparel
video
and
game
stuff,
apparel.
yeah.
Now, I mean, they kind of
Everything.
They started from Starman.net and then they kind of branched out, which is pretty freaking awesome. I mean, I kind of grew up with Starman.net. That was my Earthbound introduction.
Wow.
Yeah.
Deep from the heart, and yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh yeah, so they had HTC there, so they had like a Vive, the VR Vive.
Always
Vibes.
filled up.
Vivek.
Always. That
Vivek.
was a very popular booth.
Very popular. They're booked every single day. You have to
Booked
make a
every day.
reservation to like
Ooh.
try on the VR goggles.
nasty.
I mean, you had your standard fare of Artist Alley,
Yeah.
Perlers, like hats.
Like glass
Some of the
cups.
not so standard fare was a chill out section with a bunch of cables in it. So you saw a lot of people there playing 3DS on.
Oh yeah, that was the booth selling like the beanbag.
it was
like,
next to it.
next to that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
there
yeah.
was that, and then right behind that was the cornhole game.
Is that what it's called?
Right?
The
I think it's
sandbag?
called, yeah, where
Yeah,
throw
where you
sandbag.
just have a
They had a
slanted. Yeah, cornhole.
Yeah, there was a cornhole area, and then next to them, and this part was really crazy, a hand therapist that
Oh
you could
yeah.
book out. You could book her, and she would help you do exercises for your wrist after games.
I thought that was really
She was
cool.
very busy.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, which I thought that was pretty crazy.
I kind of want to see that more at other game conventions because
Yeah, I know that she said that she had also worked with Dota 2, and other
Yeah,
shooter games.
that's massive.
And she was looking in the area to get into the fighting game community. And I said, probably won't be as necessary for
Nah.
people on sticks. Sticks not really hard. on your
Sticks,
hand.
like it'll hurt if you play for 12 hours. Like if you do a tournament, your wrist kind of hurts, but it's not. It's never been anything long term. I've never had anything long term. Have you, Jeff?
No, because I have
Yeah.
proper posture.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, but what
it's
if-
not as intensive.
What
for
if you want to
fighting
get a
games.
massage while you're in the
If
tournament?
anything, I want a massage after I play like Jubeat or something.
Yeah.
What about when you're playing Juby?
She did
want somebody
she did
rubbing
things
me.
like that, hand exercises, hand massages, but it was only for people in tournament and top 16.
Nice.
So,
Really?
Yeah, so if you really want that,
You gotta play well.
yeah, you need to play well.
Gotta earn
So-
it right. Oh yeah, so behind that there was also indie booth. So
Yep,
there's like
there's
a lot
indie
of
booth.
indie games,
A lot of indie games based on Smash.
and they had.
So they had one of
oh,
them.
yeah.
What is it? Did they mod it or
no,
No,
they're just
no,
based.
they-
there was a one that was modded.
There was one that was modded, but then some of the games were based on the Smash formula, where you have fighters and then they're on a stage. So if you fall off the stage, then you take the damage. So the big one that I guess a lot of people know of is Rivals of Aether,
Yeah.
which is made on the Smash formula. They have different characters. It's kind of set up in the same way, and it's coded with Video Game Maker, which I've used before to make.
They have a lot of skins.
Yeah, and they
that
have a
one.
lot. Well, they're very easy to do in that game.
Really?
And-
I mean, I've
Yeah.
I played a little bit of it. I like it, but I didn't know who actually was
What?
into it.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like
I don't know
kind
if it has a scene besides like Smash players are playing. It's like, hey, do you want to play Rivals of Aether for a sec? And they're like, no.
like, wait,
not,
this is not
not
Falco.
always.
This blue guy's not Falco.
Yeah.
What
Oh, a
else?
lot of Fox.
What do you mean?
Just everywhere.
Everywhere, foxes.
Yeah, Foxes.
people playing it
People
or
playing.
cosplaying it?
People dressing as Fox.
Oh, I thought you
A
said
lot
Guy
of Foxes
Fawkes.
on our screen.
Oh yeah. Before we get to that, one more thing. They had one other thing that stood out was Save Point brought out their giant NES wooden controllers tables.
Oh yeah.
It's just a giant wooden table, but like shaped as an NES controller. So they
So
had
you have to play. You have to
a
get on all
tent.
fours if you want to be real good.
Nice.
yeah, basically.
Grind for the Nintendo gods.
So so like we
Oh.
said, What?
They had one more thing. They had the Hall of Games. They had
the museum.
They had a museum section that had a bunch of different games on the side
From
too.
Save Point and East Starland and some other companies, businesses
and
that
they had
just brought all their old stuff.
Nice. So it's just a good place to actually hang out with. Like, I guess Smash was trying to go for that. They were trying to go
It was
Yeah,
weird.
it was-
Like I never
the Nintendo experience.
Yeah,
So
essentially.
there was
they did a good
definitely-
job with that.
Yeah, there was definitely a Nintendo experience type of feel to it, in addition to the con. Although I think that for a lot of people who ended up going, it was very distinct between people who were in the tournament and then people who were looking for that Nintendo experience. And there was not much crossover. And I
No.
think it's part of it is because of the age gap, and then part of it is because the Smash tournament, or Smash scene is really, really old and established, and people who go to these
It's growing,
tournaments, it's growing. It is definitely growing, but when you grow, it's
So
through
you-
like a local level. So you end up
Yeah,
meeting
yeah,
the people
yeah.
who've been in it for a long time. So
Is it hard to get into then? Or
it's not hard to get into
It's
at
just
all.
that's I mean
but
that's just competitive
they're-
gaming in general.
yeah, they're very dedicated in what they go to there to do.
Which is
So-
why what the Smash Con route of making it more open for families and kids
Yeah,
and making it
the
more of a
Nintendo
con
experience,
rather than tournament is I would
yeah.
say the right way.
I think it's
direction.
the right way to do it too. You go to other tournaments and they have artist alleys, but it may be 10 booths total.
Yeah.
And or less, and most all of them are there may be a few people doing prints, and then a lot of people selling GameCube
and
controllers.
no performances,
No
nothing to
performances,
entertain
nothing
you.
like that.
Yeah,
Live music at a con,
yeah, because everything was in
Killer.
the same room. So how was the noise?
loud,
Yeah, I
Loud.
imagine.
It was loud, but it
but
wasn't.
like enjoyable because
Yeah.
live music. Like I forget that Smash music and Nintendo music, they're all pretty good. It's pretty good music.
Yeah,
yeah, although
yeah, because it's mostly upbeat and it's
Upbeat.
high noise or not high pitch, but
But they also
light,
have
light noises.
and they also have like orchestra.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So it was just good.
that natural
it's good,
acoustic.
but it was definitely more of a background thing that happened because you see a lot of people for the performances. It wasn't like other cons where you go to where people are getting really into it. Dance.
Wrong. We
Oh,
did not get into it.
I'm wrong.
It's because we were very busy at our booth.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
so-
whenever I went to the DJ sets during the day, it seemed to be the DJs were on stage and there'd be a lot of people sitting down at the stage areas,
All right,
which
enough,
I'm used to. Like
Yeah.
when there's DJs, people jump in.
enough teasing. How was the booth?
The booth.
The
Ooh,
booth was
baby.
so- good.
How was it setting it up?
So like
how
we
was it
said,
running it?
Thursday.
Yeah.
We were just busy. We were like, okay, we
Scrambling to
gotta
get stuff.
Scramble, go home, get everything, all the stuff, get everybody and the stuff together.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. How was Friday?
Friday, we went in. We brought it. We were like, okay, we got our table. Let's set up our RPP poster. Have him slanted. Let's set up. Let's
Yep.
set up a little recording, like
Yep.
a stream.
Yep.
I mean, not a live stream, but
Yeah,
like
it's just the VODs.
the overlay
Yeah.
where you can get a crowd shot, you can get player cam, you can get us on microphones talking, and of course the game, the home run contest itself.
Yeah.
So how explain the home run contest?
I'll do it.
All
No,
right.
I won't. I'm not done with the booth. I want to talk about the
Oh,
booth.
okay. I didn't know we were.
So we set that up. We set up megaphones so we could just yell at people. We set up speakers so we can yell into the mic that gets recorded by our laptop.
Yep.
that
and
people
then
can
blast
hear
it at people.
and get
So-
yelled at.
We had a full stream set
We
up.
had on the side. I decided to bring my super gun. The super gun is basically
arcade machine.
arcade machine consoleized in a
Yeah.
way that you could play on a TV. So I brought Street Fighter 3,
Yep.
Third
Yeah.
Strike, very popular.
Yeah.
Really?
Very, very popular.
Never empty.
Especially if you had like arcade sticks available,
Yeah.
people just want to be like,
They were
oh.
just drawn to
Yeah,
it.
they were just
People
drawn to
that
They're
it.
like, oh, this
Yeah.
is cool.
It was
Yeah.
extremely. Our Third Strike was extremely popular the whole weekend.
Nice. That's actually interesting to hear.
Well, a lot of people who played Smash have come from other fighting games or have played other ones. So you see a lot of the people who are playing there kind of older. They've played Street Fighter before,
Got
and
it.
a lot of people were really really into it. Or my people who played Street Fighter might have switched back to Smash. They see the Third Strike setup, so it's a lot of people
They
stayed
stopped
there
in.
the whole time. yeah.
Nice. Good
If
to
just
hear.
for maybe for a few rounds, sometimes a lot of people came in for the first time to play it, just to kind of mess around with the controllers, stuff like that. Really, really popular. But yeah, overall, I think we had 4 TVs set up. We had one playing Third Strike. We had one doing the home run competition. We had one explaining the rules for the home run
And the
competition.
Starland ad.
And the East Starland ad. So we had 4 TVs set up at our booth.
It looked very legit.
Our booth looked great.
Nice.
For especially the last minute. I was very impressed.
Yeah.
Anyways, home run contest.
Yep.
Take it away, Alex.
So I designed the home run contest to kind of highlight East Starland, who let us have this booth here. So the home run contest, you needed to hit 3 numbers exactly in order to win a grand prize. So our prize was a GameCube.
Yep.
And the things you need for it, so like cables, And you had to hit the phone number, so you needed to hit 703-941-165.
0165.
Well,
You had
yeah.
to hit 165.
The
Yeah, but the
phone number is 703-941-0165.
Remember it.
But getting 0165 is technically impossible. But if you get 165, the
That's like
zero,
015.
yeah,
It's
the
fine.
zero is implied,
So,
which I thought was going to be impossible to do.
well, if we had set it up so...
They had to get it
had-
exactly
they had to get
without
it-
the decimal point.
Well, not just that, but if they had to get it... If they had to get it without practicing beforehand, or if they only had one day to do it, I think it would have been harder. But what ended up happening is there were a lot of people playing this game who try to find strategies for getting these
Yeah.
numbers, and they practiced in their hotel room, or they'd stay at our booth and practice the whole time, just trying to get these numbers, just grinding it out.
Oh, it's because we had our prize.
Yeah, for
The
our
grand
prizes.
prize. We had a lot of prizes, as we
Yeah.
explained earlier. Forrest Gump.
Yeah, you had
Yeah,
the...
and then we also had ones for getting the highest number.
Mm-hmm.
So getting the highest number, you get a small prize, and then getting
The
any
grand prize.
3 consecutive numbers, you get a small prize.
Yeah, so if you got 111,
Yeah,
222.
and then East Island provided us with a ton of prizes too. They give out shirts to us. They give out small string bags, candies,
Little
socks.
Those little like boxes, like the figures inside.
Yeah.
The hidden-
Yeah, they gave us a lot of those. We were so
Oh, yeah, the
impressed.
capsule.
Yeah.
We were very, very impressed with how much East Island supported us.
Yeah. But the grand prize, which was donated by our Big Rich,
Yeah, Big Rich, Big Money Rich.
Big
Money
Money
Rich.
Rich, was basically a full GameCube set.
Yep.
Yep.
So I guess that incentivized people to grind out.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think people are gonna get this.
Yeah.
You were wrong.
So
Yeah, very wrong.
we went in, we were like, But
Yeah.
like the video itself was playing. People learned, so like, oh, okay, this is doable, and we had us
Right, and
there
so-
explain it,
Yeah.
like,
The
hey,
whole-
you can actually do it. You can get some very specific numbers.
Yeah, and so the home run contest is
Practice up now.
you beat up the bag, you hit it, and it'll kind of like
Calculate
it's
the
meter.
number.
Yeah, it'll calculate the distance
it'll
of
go
where
up.
it lands.
The more you hit it, depending on where you hit on the bat, it goes further.
Yeah, so depending
So-
on the damage on the bag, depending on the location on the platform, you can control the numbers that you get or the distance.
Yeah.
You know how to do it, Randy,
Yes.
but I figured it was too damn technical and no one else was going to be able to get it.
It's actually kind of crazy because one of the dudes who figured out all the home run contest glitches
Yeah.
was at that event.
Oh.
I was there with Richard. I'm like, why is Ness running away? Where's he going? Where's he going? And all of a sudden, the sandbag teleported right to him. Like, that's cheating.
Yeah,
Can't do that.
It's this glitch where if he hits the tip of the yo-yo when he charges it out, the next grab will just grab him from anywhere. So he just ran down to grab him that way, and it was really great because once people kind of figured out how to get the first number and they knew how to find these things, they could get the other ones not easily. It was pretty hard.
Yeah.
But I'd say we had at least 8 people on the tournament. Eventually, so what ended up happening is we had people practice there on Friday, get the small prizes, and then on Saturday we had our main competition going on from 3 to 5.
3 to 5, yep.
And there were so many people ready to get all 3 numbers
Nice.
that we had to change around the rules for a bit to be. It's going to be like
A game of horse.
a game of
round
horse,
robin.
where they
okay.
had to get one of the numbers and then move on, and then if they fell behind, they could try to catch up. But what ended up happening is one person got all 3 numbers his first try.
Wow.
Nasty.
Real nasty. So
But another dude was like tagging along right behind him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it came down to like we were going to do a
Sudden
sudden death if he got that third number, but he failed to deliver.
Damn.
Pressure got to him. Pressure got to him.
Good. Good.
yeah, good, because I didn't want to do this on death. But it was crazy. So our winner was Beams. He's from out of state. Shout outs. I know that the second place was a guy from Falls Church, and then another one was MDVA's own Cypher Phoenix, who's power ranked
Nice.
around in
Shout-outs.
this area. He played there a lot too. He ended up getting the highest damage or highest distance
Nice.
for both days.
There's also a lot of
Yeah.
undisclosed kids.
There were some kids.
They're kids, yeah.
The kids
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it.
They were
and
doing it. They were
one of the
getting
kids
it.
had a specific strategy for getting 941 that involved Dr. Mario using the cape back and forth over and over again.
Nice.
Thought it was pretty cool. A lot of people ended up having their own very specific strategies for getting specific numbers, which was really, really cool.
Did you see a lot of
Fox.
people like going back and forth, like
Talking to
talking
each other.
to each
yeah,
other?
yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
like,
yes.
They were-
handling-
yes,
Or were they,
so-
they weren't being like closed off or anything. They were like, nah,
No,
man, I
no.
ain't
What
telling you
happened
nothing.
is for all the groups that we had there were definitely groups of people who were trying to win it together.
Yeah. Okay.
So
You had to
there are
team
people
up.
who they didn't have to. Dude who won he didn't team up at
Oh,
all. So he wrote
dang.
down the numbers. He didn't even play at our booth. From what he said, he wrote down the numbers and then he practiced in the hotel room so people couldn't steal his strategies.
Really?
Yeah.
Secret tech.
So that's what he did there.
Power move.
Yeah, and then people would share their strategies of how they get this number. So he's like, you need to hit it from here with this character, get at this percent.
Not bad.
So-
So a smashing success.
Yeah, and then after that, we had our booth open for people to get 3 consecutive numbers in a row. They could get a third-party controller and just do
Just
other
random
things
prizes.
for random prizes.
Yeah.
Our
Nice.
random prizes were great, I would say.
Very great. I wish
They
we
were
had a little
so
more time. And
Did you give
Yeah.
out the actual prizes, like the stuff East Starland donated? And
Sure.
stuff?
Yeah, we gave out a lot.
you gotta stick your hand in the grab bag. You
Oh,
gotta pull
okay,
something
okay.
out.
Got
Maybe
it.
you'll get like a $87 baby toy. Or something where you
third-party
start
controller.
Yeah,
It's like you either get something good or something just trash.
yeah.
Nice.
I really wanted to win the Zelda socks, but I was hosting and I could not win any prizes.
Yep.
Nope.
So
That'd be
So
collusion.
outside of that,
That's
we
right.
we were pretty
Oh.
busy with our
That.
booth
yeah,
itself.
our booth was very
So we
popular.
didn't
Sounds
really
like it.
experience Smash Con, like the con aspect
Yeah, you
itself.
couldn't-
So they had a lot of live orchestra, live what else did they have? Live
shows,
shows,
tournament
panels.
itself.
They had panels too. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. We just didn't have
You
time.
couldn't.
Whoa,
could
they
have.
had panels?
They had panels.
I had no idea they had panels.
Exactly.
I had no idea they had
That's what I
panels.
mean. We were just too busy.
Yeah, we were too
Yeah.
busy. I did get a few casual games in, and I did see a bit of the tournament at the very end. And there are a few people who were in the tournament who placed really well, who were at our booth a lot.
Nice.
So we got to meet Peach player named Mafia, who's I think he's the 91st player worldwide or something
Very
like that.
cool.
He's the best player in Boston. So I got to see all of his matches when I could, because he was at our booth for a long time, trying to get the highest
Score.
distance, and he'd scream and he didn't get it right, so me and Richard kind of played along with that. Just saw our booth when he was on there, just screaming nonstop.
Did he get any of the like gag prizes?
Yeah, he got gag prize. He won Forrest Gump on DVD.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
But,
So,
I mean, there was still
Yeah.
nighttime. I was still there every night. I stayed because, like I said, the arcade was open.
Pretty
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Played a
No
lot
one
of
was
Juby.
playing Juby.
How
a
late
lot
did
of
it stay
Juby.
open?
It closed around 12. On
Okay.
That's not bad.
It's
Friday,
pretty
they
good.
stayed open a little longer because I think like the tournament was still running. They were running.
Yeah,
behind.
they were running pools.
But like once that was over, like it was over. And every other night, it was just closed. At
I was
12.
actually I thought that the pool play went really fast for Smash.
Yeah. It got to the point. Well, outside of I don't know what happened in the tournament, but like on Saturday when they were doing their like late night thing, they had live music and then they had DJ rap battle.
I don't.
With Chillin'
Nice.
dude and some other dude.
Oh no.
Slice dude?
They had
DJ Slice Guy?
DJ Slice Guy as the the beats guy, providing the beats. But then, but DJ Cutman, I think he played a set, but I walked away because I was like, I'm gonna go play arcade games,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'll go get some footage of him later,
Yeah.
and then I realized like, wow, they're actually closing at 12. So I think he only got to play for like 15 minutes,
Whoa.
Oh.
something like that. Yeah, something real short.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, he's done.
Rip.
Rip.
Right.
Yeah. We'll see him again. Madfest.
DJ Slice Guy.
Yeah.
No.
Slice
He's
guy.
local, right?
Mag. DJ
DJ
Cutman.
Slice
No,
guy.
no, Slice Guy.
Oh, I don't know about that. I do.
I thought DJ.
I'll look him up on SoundCloud. I'll give everybody a shot. But you know,
You should.
I've seen Cutman.
man.
That's what Cutman
Yeah,
had.
Slice guy.
Huh?
Come on, man.
Chop Cop.
Synonymous.
DJ Chop Cop.
Chop cop. Anyway.
Pulling everybody over.
He is local, isn't he? Well,
Yeah.
East Coast local.
Yeah.
Cutman.
Anyway.
Cutman, he's Philly, I think.
Philly?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
that's
How
okay.
was Sunday?
Sunday, we were all just tired. Like,
I
honestly,
imagine.
we were just exhausted.
We
I
ended
was
up
tired
staying-
got
Sunday
sick.
too.
How was the
Yeah.
smell?
Not
Like I
bad.
said, it wasn't
Well
it was
ventilated.
Was it
well ventilated.
I heard,
I'll
I heard
say-
they gave people T-shirts, or
Yeah.
was it like
Oh.
part of the like
I
registration?
think you have to buy them. Maybe.
Yeah, registration for regular attendance, I'm pretty sure you got a T-shirt. So a lot of people came in with these SmashCon T-shirts. They had just gotten.
Which we didn't get because we had press.
Yeah.
What was
We
the,
can only
like,
get so much for free, and we got a lot for free, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
like Sunday's not usually a cosplay day, but like was there a
There
day
was
like
not a lot
Friday,
of
Saturday?
cosplay, but there were some.
There were
I
some
saw
extreme cosplayers.
Yeah.
Some people wearing cosplays, and then like some parents will take their kids that were cosplaying. I think there were some parents
There
that
were
were also
Falco
cosplaying,
suits.
family cosplays.
Okay.
There was a Deadpool for some reason.
In a Pikachu
always,
suit.
always.
In a Pikachu. He thought he was real clever.
Yeah.
Some form of Deadpool.
Yeah. So
No.
so that's how you know it's a real con.
When
Yep.
you see like
Sure.
17.
Yeah, cosplay. I think there might have been a cosplay contest.
Yes, there
Probably,
was.
Right.
Yeah.
We weren't there. We
We
were
weren't
at a
there.
booth,
Yeah, you guys were busy.
but
We were
there was
real busy.
cosplay. There
Okay.
was, like, I was honestly surprised at the amount of booths that they had. They're very.
There was a lot to do.
There was a lot to do. They had a photo booth
Mm-hmm.
where you can like go stand up and stand in front of like a SmashCon wall and just take your instant photo. They had like Geico insurance. They had
Yeah.
people selling like solar panel.
Oh, they
Well, they had stuff for adults,
gaming
I guess, you know?
outside. They had this.
Yeah.
I was agreeing, if you're ever in an RV and you want to play Smash, here's like a full electronic setup you
Oh.
can do.
Oh, sick.
So
They had,
that part was kind of nice.
they had the chalk Muriel.
Oh yes, there was one artist came in and she had
Doing a
this
painting
area
throughout
sped
the
up.
entire.
Yeah, where she set up the
very
entire
very
time.
impressive.
Yeah, Otakon does that too.
Face painting was also there.
Oh, Otakon does not.
Oh,
do
and
that.
then also inside of the venue there were two places to buy food.
Oh.
Try out cheap food inside the
Yeah.
venue.
I don't know about cheap, but
Oh,
they
yeah.
do have
Cheap.
ices.
Yes,
The
Yes,
bear-
I
the
got
bear
many
with the-
ices. That
it was
weekend.
expensive, but
Well
also-
worth every penny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The icy, well,
the
ices
ices
for sure.
The other ones probably not. But
no.
in the area there's a pretty
There's
good.
plenty of food.
There are plenty of food in the area.
So you
What was-
can go real cheap. You can go Walmart.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
go to
You can
Walmart.
you can pay a little more, get some fast food. Plenty of
Where'd we
choices.
go?
There was Taco Bell. There was Wendy's.
Yeah,
There was,
fast food mecca.
Yeah,
It's
there
that little
was
cluster. There's
Burger
like an
King,
Arby's, Burger King, Taco
Arby's,
Bell,
Taco
KFC.
Bell. And if you want to go to
Yeah.
a sit down restaurant, there's a Hooters. There's
Yeah.
a Uno's.
There is.
there's
yeah,
the barbecue
yeah.
place.
There's a green. I don't think there's a Uno's.
No,
I mean it's
not
like
Uno's.
very
It's one of
Yeah.
those chain restaurants,
American,
like American
chain restaurant. Sit down.
I ended up getting gyro.
And then on the left we
So-
had
There's also-
Spanish food.
Yep.
Yeah.
Laser tag.
Did
Yeah.
you guys laser
Shadow.
tag?
No.
Nope.
We had a kebab.
The kebab was
Kebab
good.
place was good. They had barbecue.
Lots
Yeah.
of choices.
Oh, Pokemon Go was set up in that area
Yeah,
too.
yeah. So
So,
I mean, like the
convention
location was
center
ideal.
itself,
Very, very
always
convenient.
lured up right at the very top.
Yeah. Otakon actually had Pokestops too. I didn't do much of it because you had to be outside to reach it.
Yes,
And,
So it was kind of now.
I heard Pokestops at Otakon were kind of crazy though, because there was a Dragonite that spawned on
Yeah,
Friday.
a Dragonite spawned, a Dragonair spawned, but I missed them. There was
Yeah.
no mob. There was no like people rushing where I could be like, "Where y'all going? Hold up."
Yeah, there was. From what I heard, it was at the spawn was kind of across the street. So some people went out like to the middle of the street, and other people were like, "Oh, I don't want to do this to get this Dragonite. I also don't want to cross the street."
Yeah,
so-
because crossing the street is real dangerous, or you have to go to the corners, and it was real hot. So
yeah. So
you had to be committed.
if you really about that game, then maybe you got a Dragonite. A lot of people found out too late because they were in the venue.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah,
So that was sad boy.
but
Did you do Pokemon Go at SmashCon?
I did. I
did.
was mostly just on my phone. There was a gym nearby that was taking over a lot, but I mostly just kind of stayed at the
Nice.
booth, and then from right there we could hit the stop. So I did that a little bit, not really that much though. If
So-
I really wanted to go in with it, could have done a lot more. But I was only on it for a little bit.
All right. Final thoughts on SmashCon, Jeff?
I don't play Smash. I want to go again. But if we were doing a booth again, I'd go again
Yeah,
So would you
It's
go
so
with or
close.
without the booth?
with the booth.
With the
with
booth.
the booth.
With the booth.
I
Because honestly, it's still a Smash tournament.
it's
I don't
mainly
play Smash. It's
for-
not my interest. It
for-
doesn't align
yeah.
with my interest.
For-
Would you ever pick it up though
No.
for this one? Would this interest you to pick up?
But I mean, as a convention, it's also pretty nice to go there because you do have the arcade machines.
Yeah,
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 the
yeah.
arcade-
So I would consider that.
You would consider stopping in.
Like, remember our
Yeah.
previous conversations? Like, I'm a cheap date.
Yep.
If you have arcade cabs for me to play, I'm there.
I'll stop in.
Yeah, if someone gets me a badge to go in, I'll go in. But on my own, I'm not quite sure I'd shell out
You'd have
for
to go
it.
with people.
Yeah, I'd have to be a lot more into Smash to want to go. But I was very, very. I think if you're into Smash, if you're really, really about Smash,
It's probably
it's
the
really
perfect
good.
event
It's
for
perfect.
you. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
But if you're like us,
Yeah, and then I know that the hotel room across the way, pretty low energy from what I've
Yeah,
heard.
was there any nightlife?
No,
We didn't know. We were too
Oh,
exhausted to
I-
find out.
Well,
Yeah,
you
I-
found out a little bit.
Yeah, I talked to a lot of the players who I knew, who I had partied with at other Smash conventions when I was doing filming with Paul at Big House, and they said that there wasn't really anything going on at the hotel room. They said a lot of people there were just kind of practicing for the next day. It got kind of quiet, so not too much going on. If anything happened, it was really, really small parties, nothing really big. That's what I hear happened
So,
on that one.
Next year, yay or nay? It's more of a maybe.
Maybe. Like, it's
It's,
honestly, as
yay
a tournament
conditional.
and as a con, I'm very impressed.
You liked it?
Especially, yeah, very impressed. I would, like, if anything, like I said, I'm not a fan of cons. I don't like cons. But if I were to work there in some sort of fashion to help out the event, to make it better, sure.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
like it?
I would
Yeah.
like to support that convention. They're doing a great job.
What thing do you think they could improve on, or what you would want to see them improve on
I
next
don't
year?
know.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure because they
I thought
hit
for what they
everything
had,
like
yeah.
spot on. The convention side was big enough to be satisfied to be like satisfactory to be like it's not just
Yeah.
a 10 artist alley
Yeah.
at a tournament. It was a reasonable bout. I would say it's on the like on par with like a small con,
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
I thought. I'm
if not
quite
even
sure.
more impressive.
Yeah, I
'Cause-
thought that what they had set up was pretty. It hit all the notes. I can't really think of so much to add, especially when it's very specific. Like it's Smash Con, so it's going to be Nintendo based. It's going to have these games in it. It's going to have the tournament.
Okay. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us on Red Panda Podcast. Tune in next time when we might go to another convention. We'll see.
Yeah, we might.
We might.
We will.